on and everything. She's all.
All right, you're all good to go.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's call the meeting to order.
Sorry,
I can move.
I tried.
All right, quick attendance. We have Mr. Lemoyne, Mr. Milligan, Mr. Johnston, Mr. Persia, and Stephen Kulatz.
Jack is here, he's in the parking lot.
Jack is in the park.
Stephen, how do you spell your last name?
KULACZ.
I knew there was a reason I needed to ask.
I can't spell toboggan, I'm a Pollock.
I think I had to ask the last time you were here.
Just all American name.
Yeah,
Okay, so first order of business is to get the town administrator approval of the July 22, 2026 minutes. There they are.
I move that we waive the reading and approve the minutes.
oh, second.
Second?
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Okay, that's done. Nice, like that. Okay, next order of business. Town administrator, you got any comments about anything you want to say here, Mr. Jack?
Need better chairs.
Get better chairs. No, okay, good. No, none,
You're valid for 50 minutes.
none, okay. Is Ryan coming in eventually?
Yes.
Yeah, he's on a call, I heard, some kind of a police call.
Sometimes you have to save people's lives.
It's actually.
Yeah,
I
sometimes.
mean, oh my God.
And
then kill him.
No, please.
All right, so we'll move on
That
from
was good.
vote to police and vote to fire since we have people here. Let's do the EMS department requirements. So this is what we had at the end of last year.
That's the same one that I have here, right? Let's see.
Maybe look a little different than what you have because Carrie Ann has done some work. So let me educate you about what that looks like. The things below that brown line are all things that we are purchasing.
Yeah.
Things below are things that are being leased. Okay.
Yep.
The things in blue?
Yeah, the things below the blue line are being leased.
Okay.
So let's start. There's something missing, obviously, which is no, that's all there. Okay. We do have also, which we can refer to at different points in time, a mechanics report, which Guy and the folks at the finance department put things together. You can see that just as a thing there. They basically think that the condition of the equipment, which is important, which would be this column. Yep. Okay. That the Explorer that you have, you share an Explorer, right? Is that a shared vehicle or is it all yours?
It's mostly EMS. Yeah. I'll take it out with the trees and wires down, but it's mostly EMS. Like I do intercepts with it and
And in your mind, is that in good condition?
I mean, I don't think we need a new one today, but it's not in great condition.
Okay.
It's got 100 and something thousand on it and
Yeah.
it was used very hard.
Sure.
It's got an exhaust leak on it and there's some rot on the vehicle.
And as you can see, we don't have that, by the way, in our.
So what year is it?
16.
2016,
Oh, it
according
needs
to
to
this.
It's a previous police.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it definitely needs to be on the list somewhere.
Should be.
Well, yeah,
fair
that's, see,
condition,
that's,
or
listen, we
whatever.
finally got to the point now where we actually know all these things. We didn't know last
Yeah.
year that we had one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, because everything was condensed in one spot.
Yeah, it's good. So, yeah, so now we know we have one. According to the mechanics report.
He
Right.
is, there's a blank under current condition. So
Sorry.
the current condition for that vehicle is blank.
Not
on
the
the
one,
mechanics report, the
well,
one I
not
got.
the, not the, well, I probably should have sent you a more.
Oh, didn't get an updated
Well,
version,
listen,
okay, fine.
any car that's got over 100,000 miles in 10 years
Can't-
is in poor condition.
Is in federal, yeah, right.
It
I
is
agree.
if it's when you want to start and go.
Yeah.
So there's.
So what do you
there's
show, Sal?
Russ.
I show good.
Good, I agree with Jack.
It's not possible.
Well, you know,
It can't be
I'm-
good.
I'm glad that both of you guys are
Can't be
mechanics,
good.
and that you have examined these vehicles
No.
and you've come to that conclusion.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can assure you, it's already.
And I
got
heard
muffler
what,
leak.
I just heard
Oh,
what.
and the
Steve-
muffler
Steve-
leak's been replaced already,
Right.
right? So there's a good amount of rust on that vehicle
I heard that, yeah.
and rot in places.
Yeah,
And it's like, its suspension is tired. I mean,
can't be in good condition.
You know, the thing is, you know, these hand-me-downs, they're not bad. I've been doing them for 30 years.
Yeah.
But they have to go to the right place for the right
Mhm.
reason. And you can't have them on an emergency vehicle that you actually rely on. Because the moment it breaks down because, you know, you drop a bearing and the wheel doesn't work or whatever,
That's a problem.
somebody's gonna die. Somebody's
Yeah,
gonna miss that.
Well, you might become one of the calls.
I might be.
Might be, yeah.
More likely to be.
Self-interest. And so,
Yeah.
but you know, if it's in the water or the sewer or code, that's not as important. If the car breaks down, oops, okay, I can't be there today. But
Yeah,
10 years
yeah.
old and over, how many miles?
it's got
He said-
103, something like that, yeah.
It needs to be put on a schedule.
Of course, so a little bit.
I
So-
honestly would think within the next 2 years, we would replace that, and that's stretching it.
Oh, I see.
So I think what we need to do,
Trying to be realistic on adding something.
this is where we're gonna get tricky now, right?
Well, we can always back it down.
Right,
We need to add something here, right?
Yeah. but we really don't have much to trade off with.
No, I don't mean your department. I mean, this is an overall CIP
Yeah.
for the town.
Right.
And so we need to prioritize this is what their job is, to prioritize all of the capital improvements. And then make a judgment as to which ones are more important and which ones are less important, and
Yeah.
which ones can wait. So it's not about within EMS.
Yeah, okay,
See, this is a plan on paper.
Yeah.
As you know, things can change.
Yeah.
The
So do you-
important thing is that the bottom line of this bank we're building can purchase the items that become necessary.
when they, okay.
And so, do you remember how we add items to
I
this?
do not, I never have known.
Yeah.
If you left click, you can do insert.
Oh, I know how to do that. No, this is a
On this
little
tool.
more.
I think you need to go to the all equipment page,
That's what I think.
make an entry there, and I don't know how to provide. Carrie Ann volunteered, she said she would help with changes to the spreadsheet, maybe not maintenance of data. But if we need to add a vehicle, I know
If
she
you write
she
these
will help
things
with that.
down And have Aiden do it.
Oh.
Yeah, I asked Adrian if he wanted to come to this meeting,
No, I
because
don't
he's
wanna.
too busy.
Yeah, I don't wanna.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You
you
can
know.
assign him to do it. It's gonna be-
But no, I do not know how to add a new vehicle.
Me either.
No.
Alright, so the number one thing for EMS is we're gonna have to, EMS, we're gonna have to add
As the,
It's a 2016 Ford Interceptor. That vehicle is.
well, what kind of a vehicle would you like? The same kind?
They don't make,
It doesn't have to be an Interceptor in my eyes, but a 4-wheel drive SUV. I mean, we move people and I put a lot of life-saving stuff in it.
four-wheel drive SUV, that sounds good.
It's all
description, yeah.
All-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive, yeah.
All-wheel or four-wheel?
all-wheel, because you're not gonna get. Yeah, and that's.
All-wheel drive SUV.
All wheel, it won't matter who's in it, what time, they're all there.
I mean, I would if I can kind of jump between that and the fire department, personally, I would say like replacing out that and putting the Tahoe over to EMS, right? And replacing car one with a car one pickup truck with the ability to tow the UTV trailer and plow would be amazing. Because sometimes we can't always, during a snowstorm, rely on highway to come in and clear out so we can get the ambulance into a residence. And like that would make a multi-purpose vehicle. So I'm just gonna throw that.
Why don't we
out
do
there.
this? We'll try and add a all-wheel drive SUV, and we want to purchase that in what year? You guys.
Pardon me, I want to see if I understand what Steve just said. I think what Steve just said, if I heard him right, is there's a Tahoe that belongs to the fire department?
Yeah, car one is a Chevy
How would you
Tahoe.
call it?
Yeah.
Chevy Tahoe.
Yeah,
And I
there's a one-ton
think he said
utility and a Tahoe.
transfer, it might be better to transfer that vehicle to EMS. And buy a new four-wheel for the fire department. Is that what you were saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can make that decision later, I think.
All right, fine.
Um,
Okay, and that's fine.
So I'm sure I
I just
understood.
kind of wanted to throw that out
All right.
I
there.
think if you look at what's scheduled for the fire guys, they have a Chevy, one-ton utility and a Tahoe Comanche.
They're both
And both of
two
those,
vehicles, yeah.
right?
On fire already?
Yeah, Chevy one-ton utility and a Tahoe Comanche,
Yeah,
right? Recommended
Oh,
year,
that's good.
we're
So-
thinking about purchasing the Tahoe in 2032.
Oh,
And the one-ton utility in 2035. That's where we ended last year. Chief didn't have any particular notes about that when I met with him. He was,
Tahoe has 60,000 miles on it. It's still in good shape.
Yeah.
It's got its standard body rust, or should I say under
It's
rust?
got a northeast body on it.
Yeah, exactly. But we've done, there's been some suspension work done to it, and it hasn't been giving us any issues.
there's a Tahoe. The Tahoe, according to Guy, right? That's what he's saying. It's got 41,251 miles on it and in good condition.
that's not bad.
The Silverado 3500, which I think is the one-ton, right?
That would be what we run as a forestry.
Yeah,
truck.
that's
So that's the
102,000.
forestry.
Right, that's the 102,000 miles on that one.
That does not have 102,000 miles on it.
Well, there you go.
That has more like 10,000 miles on it.
And
See, wait a minute, what are we talking, the Silverado 3500?
yeah,
That's the forestry rig that's.
Yeah.
The chassis was bought too small for the equipment on it.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
so we're gonna have some more cleanup work to do and like got the, oh, okay, there it is.
Hello, sir.
Hello, guys. So what we'll do, so anyway, so we'll stick with the EMS. We're gonna add a vehicle, right?
Yeah.
And we assume that that's gonna be like a standard Explorer type vehicle.
Yeah.
What currently we're estimating is a $66,000 replacement cost.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do that in 2028, 2 years.
I think 2027, if we're replacing the 10-year-old one with 110,000.
That's fine. I'm just asking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Want to do that in 2027, which is next year.
yes.
So that's
Oh,
gonna be,
I see.
That's the coming year.
Well, we can always adjust it. So I'm presuming we're gonna have a list this way. and a
yeah,
list this
no,
way.
yeah, we're gonna have
$80
lists.
in each, and then we're gonna know how much to contribute
Yeah.
each year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
And I believe we can actually fulfill that for under that, but,
well, you
Well,
also
now-
gotta fit it out.
right.
Yeah, so that's completely outfitted.
You got
The
that,
66, the number is the number that we have been using,
I don't know.
but that might change today.
You have a box in there, you have a refrigerator, you
No.
have stuff.
Not in the car, no. That's got radio, lights,
All right, the
and
standard.
then the rest
fit out.
of the equipment is stuff we have, and that's
So there's no med box in there or anything.
there is, but like, there's no locking med box, so we can't keep narcotics in that car. Dartmouth will not allow us to.
Which is why it's basically, you can take a police vehicle and just give it over to them, take a few things out and off they go, right?
Retrofit.
That's what we've been doing,
Okay.
correct? So I think what we'll do is we'll put it in at the 66 because that will allow us to theoretically buy a new police vehicle and put another one in, give them yours down to you again, or we can move them around, is what we're getting at.
Yeah,
But we're gonna add a vehicle and we want to purchase it in what year? Is it next year or the year after?
Well, I mean, I've never seen it, so it's really, I'm open, but
That's why we're asking.
I don't wanna drag it out too long.
next year would be ultimate
Best.
best.
So we'll put it in for 2027.
You know, because if that one actually works, you know what I would do? I would hand it down to water and sewer.
Right, well, yeah, so I'm saying is there could be we can develop ultimately
Because we're gonna have two
handicap
people
program.
there. And right now, the two guys only one guy could have the car. So the other guy was stuck. He couldn't like go to another plant, do another thing, do another project, because in the vehicle.
That's fine.
Yeah, because Bobby was giving up one of their pickups for that to happen.
All right, so
Just
we're gonna
need
add that vehicle.
We just need to rattle can it red next time.
Okay.
because-
So the next thing is monitors.
So those we were putting in, those are on there. They're good.
They're
They-
scheduled for 2031 to be replaced.
We need to start replacing them out when we replace out the trucks, which was what I was trying to do
Sure.
last year, is turn it, so when we replace a truck, we replace all the equipment on the truck.
Mhm.
Radios, monitors, stretchers, because like our stretchers right now are, two of our stretchers are beyond the serviceable dates. So we can no longer get them serviced,
What do we have for striker?
striker stretchers. So that's an issue that we're starting to run into now because of the year of the stretcher. They only service them for 10 years. Expected life expectancy on an ambulance is 7 to 10 years.
Right, we're carrying it currently.
On a good day.
It's, yeah, on a good day. I mean, our ambulances are sitting at the 100,000 mark. We have, A3 right now is next door and the whole AC unit is being replaced in it. Because the AC unit has failed in the compressor and the dryer and, so they're at the point where they're gonna start costing us money. We have one ambulance that inside the body, we have cracks within the seats and the walls just from the stress over the years. So they're getting tired. They're in decent condition, but not good.
I would never recommend going longer than 7 years
No,
on an ambulance. I've been doing every 3 to 5.
Yeah.
But I'm in my area,
our call volume's not quite there yet.
yeah,
Where we're,
running 24/7, 5 ambulances, so.
right.
Okay, so just as a general checking in on what's going on and the communication that goes on around here. We have 3 ambulances, a 450, a 450 and a 350. Right? This is according to the mechanics report. You could say they were purchased in 2017, 2015 and 2024.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
The mileage on them, according to these guys, and this is from last year, you want to just make that bigger and we'll just keep moving around. Jack doesn't have to squint as much. Right, so the mileage, there we go. That's ambulance 1, right? 90,000, 74,000 and 39. That was, I assume, at the end of last year or sometime last year, not
Yeah.
current. So they didn't actually update the mileages on this report. Right? I don't know whether they didn't have time or whatever. Aiden and a friend, Guy, were trying to do their best. And this is what they gave us. They claim that all 3 are in good condition and they don't think they need any repairs to any of them. Which you're saying is not accurate.
One sitting out back there right now.
Well, I'm just, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, this is a new report.
Yeah.
Right?
An old
so-
report.
And while it's last year's data, but it was in some places it's been updated, in other places it hasn't. Right?
Do we have hour meters in the ambulances, run hours?
No, not on these. They're gas motors. That's the other.
Yeah, but there still should be hour meters on them.
Right, so
Yeah,
according
it's
to
not
the
in that.
mechanics, we're not in bad shape, but according to Steve, we're gonna have to do something different.
Well, what's the wrong with the one that's out there?
That was all the whole AC system for the
Okay.
truck.
And which one was that? The one that was last purchased in 18 or
A3. so
A3?
The one that was purchased in 15.
Yes, that's the oldest one.
Did you buy it used?
No, both those ambulances came in new.
Yeah, so 2015. So there was one ambulance 2. Okay, so the CIP report needs another adjustment.
But again, same sort of thing.
Ambo
Given the
2
cost
was
of them,
purchased in 15.
given the cost of them, you probably out 2 years if you really want to save up the money unless we.
For what it's worth, on the mechanics report, Sal.
Yeah.
On the mechanics report, that 2015 model year, mechanic could have made a mistake here, was purchased in 2018.
I saw
I'm
that.
not sure I'd seen
I
that.
think 2018, I think everything's gonna show 2018 for Canaan EMS, because that's when the town took over Canaan EMS.
No, everything does not show 2018.
Well, it does on our.
Not here, not on this mechanics.
Not on the
report, right?
mechanics report.
That's what I was looking at.
The CIP stuff that I got from last year after we were done does
Yeah.
not represent what you have on the screen. So
Uh,
that was my question of why it changed when this was the final draft I was given, I thought.
Yeah.
So,
Well, last
and I
year-
say that, like, I don't know. I was handed this as being the final draft for it last year. Which the dates don't even represent what we had done. And part of the reason why we had done what we had done and moving stuff around
Yeah.
was A, they're aging out. And B, was trying to gang a gap between them before we have to replace them.
right.
So we're not hitting the town one year and then the next year or just the year right afterwards for a new ambulance. We spread them out, so we're doing them like 5 years apart.
Yeah.
So we run through a purchase, right? And then we can run through another one without the impact of the town. And that's why I was trying to like gang that gap in between them. And like keep one of them a little longer so that we can space them out a little bit. Cause buying ambulances back to back when you have 2 911 ambulances you're running, kind of foolish.
Yeah,
It should be
yeah,
spaced.
Gotcha.
So
So your question is,
why doesn't my sheet?
how did last year's final plan get changed to this year?
You know, all I can tell you
What it shows
is
now.
the report that we're looking at is the revised version that Carrie Ann sent us on June, whatever, 2nd or some date.
Yeah, and I thought we did our best to carry forward last year.
I don't know where, who gave that to him, where it came from. Chet must have done it in some way, shape or form.
Yeah.
But at this particular moment, this is the data that, Carrie Ann gave us as is what was in the last version of the CIP report, which would probably be in sync with what we put in.
But the data from that doesn't even match the original from last year before we went in.
I hear you, my friend.
I'm just saying.
No, I hear you.
So what are we gonna do about it? How do we get it reviewed and nail it down?
Thank you very much.
That's what it comes down to.
Okay, so then let's.
We
talk
don't know
about-
how that happened, but let's get it right.
All right, so let's do the thing that, this is the prime business, again, the Primex. So let's do the E451, which was theoretically purchased in 2015. That's the model year.
Yeah,
That's the model year anyway, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
2015, yeah.
All right, so that's the model year, and of the 2018 is theoretically the year last purchased. So was that bought used?
No, that's when the town
No, that's
purchased
when it
it.
transitioned from, there was a Canaan,
Oh,
From Canaan Fast to Canaan EMS.
there was like a Canaan Auxiliary something.
Got it,
like which
got it,
wasn't
got it.
A town agency, and the town
Right.
absorbed this.
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
agency.
yeah, all right.
that's
Okay,
where those
whatever.
dates. came.
That's the, yeah,
Right, so
that's,
it's the 2015 model year.
Yeah.
Right,
that's all I care about, right?
so it was actually, and it was purchased in 2015.
Yes.
By
The
somebody,
town
yeah.
bought it
Somebody,
in 2000.
yeah, yeah.
It simply absorbed the old
I-
entity.
I
Sure,
get you.
yeah.
So theoretically, when we think about year purchase, do we want to put down 2015 for that
Yes.
vehicle?
Yeah, I would.
That's a base.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
It was bought 2015, yeah. Yeah. It was bought
Purchased in
new.
2015.
bought new 2015,
See,
bought
Canaan
new, yeah.
Fast
Yeah.
was operated by Auto Incorporated.
Okay, so that's, that one, and that one had 74,000. It's got many more miles now, right, Stephen?
Yeah, that's closer in the high 80s.
So theoretically, we're gonna put down like 88,000 miles just for kicks.
I'm sorry, which one was that?
Ambo 2,
The 2015 model year.
2015 model.
2015, that's got almost 100 on it. It's
100,
90 something.
All right, and your version of what condition it's in?
It's not great. So here's the
When-
problem.
when
Poor,
would you-
fair, good.
It's in fair condition,
Fair.
but here's the problem. Mechanically,
Yes.
these rigs get run hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get idled a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It's a gas rig. Yes, outside we keep them clean and they look clean. The insides are clean and they're clean. But there's stuff that's starting to fail on them.
Sure.
Great. Understand.
if I'm going to you and you're in a cardiac arrest, you don't want my ambulance failing on my way there.
What year would you like to have that replaced in?
So originally, last year, we talked about moving this up as a recommendation to order this year.
Order in 2026.
No, I don't wanna lie to you.
No, thank you. Appreciate that.
Order in 2027.
Okay.
With what kind of lead?
Or, sorry, recommended in 25, or, budgeted in 2027.
To buy it in 2027.
What is, do you know what the lead time is right now on
If we order a new ambulance to spec, we're looking at roughly 2 years.
That's what that was. You recommended we order it right away a year ago.
Right.
Yeah, so that we could
I don't know if that
get
probably
it by
didn't happen.
27. No, it didn't happen.
So I think I'm hearing order it ASAP
Right.
and plan to pay for it in 27, right? Or 28 now at this
Well, I
point?
mean, if we ordered it, right, if we got the go-ahead to order it, which, we don't, because we don't have it budgeted, I guess, when could we theoretically order this?
Well, it depends upon the conversation with the vendor, because wouldn't be unusual to put an order in, because they can flip that vehicle no matter, if you don't end up getting an appropriation and you don't want to buy it, they'll sell that in about an hour.
Yeah,
as long as you're not buying a specialty.
right.
So if we put an
So
order in,
that's a conversation you have to have with the vendor of choice to say, listen, I don't have an appropriation, but this is what I'm looking at.
Order it, yeah.
Can we get in line?
Yep.
Right, so-
And if it doesn't happen, does that
Yep.
prejudice? They bill it at their own risk, but usually they can get
so
out.
if we ordered it in 2026, you went out tomorrow and ordered it, we would theoretically show up here in 2028.
Theoretically, yep, depending on their. lead time.
Yeah, I haven't seen the lines that long, but it's possible. The production lines.
Chris was talking with a vendor before he left, and that vendor, they had like a demo one that they could do right away. But he said that the lead time on them is roughly 2 years if you set it.
Okay.
I know that.
Which company?
So if we're lucky, it would show up sometime in 2020.
Yeah.
Right? So we're gonna put in the financial requirement for
Yeah.
2020. That there?
Sounds like what I'm hearing.
Meaning if you could convince the select board to order it for you tomorrow, right? We'll have the money theoretically available by.
It won't be tomorrow because the meeting was last night.
I'm not. All right,
Well,
okay.
but it doesn't matter, because if it's a
That's the amp.
if you don't commit it, if they build it at risk, he could totally order it. There's no
So that's what I'm saying, as long as he is ordering
no recourse.
a standard
Yeah.
ambulance package and
Yeah.
and not some specialty rig, they can unload it.
You need to do a 2015 model year, my God, it's already 11 years old.
It-
Time to
they'll
order.
still be able to do it.
Yeah.
Every entity thinks they need some sort of custom stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
No, actually, believe it or not, I'm a cookie cutter kind of guy. Because the custom comes with our providers, right? Ultimately.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, so that's that one. And then, Ambo 3, which is this guy.
Next one, model year
Was
2017,
purchased in 18 again, but we know it was purchased.
now don't worry
in
about it.
17,
Model
so,
year 2017.
Ambo, I think that's Ambo 3, right?
And these are all big boxes.
So that's Ambo 3.
Cause see, this is another issue, Jack, that,
Right.
we have to look at some point. They've got the biggest boxes that they can put in this building. They use the E-Series van nose. You can't go to a truck chassis because you don't have room enough to fit.
I'm sorry.
So we have the ability to swap our forestry out into this bay because it's shorter and put a truck style 4-wheel drive ambulance into the fire bay side.
Well, what,
So
my notes from Pete said that what he thought he could do, got several things he wants to talk about, that kind of thing, but just quickly. He thought that if we had a Quonset hut, quickly, you could move the boat out of the bay and put another engine in there. Of some kind.
True.
Can't you move the boat without having a Quonset hut?
You can't leave a response vehicle out in the weather to have to be cleaned off in an emergency.
And that was his version of how we can do something quickly.
Yeah.
To address the issue.
Not a bad idea,
I know, that's
not a bad idea.
why I wrote it down. If it was a bad idea, I wouldn't have written
Well,
it down.
you can also put a garage stretcher on. And you can build out a little alcove, you can build out a couple of feet with a little lean-to, put a new door on it, and you could buy a couple of feet. But
Oh, yeah, on the ambulance page, you can do that, yeah.
And we're gonna change the Gamble 3 to 2017 purchased, which it was. What's the condition of that guy?
It's pretty much the same as a, as A2.
Right, okay, so
So,
when.
That
so-
one's got the one that has stress cracks in the body, in the interior body. So it's getting a lot of movement in the box.
So what's your recommendation? What's your thought on when you want to replace that vehicle?
Oh, next year would have been the year, this year and then next year if I had my.
Well, I think, let's
So-
not worry about what happened in the past.
So
We
here-
are where we are, so let's.
Honestly, if
Yeah.
the prime thing to do with these trucks to set us up and move forward from now forward would be to replace one of them next year. Right? So actually, instead of 28, go next year with the other one, stretch this one out to like 3 years from now. Right? Because we'll run it primarily as our backup rig. Right?
I'm listening.
And then at that point, we're gonna order our next ambulance. And then we'll start putting that cycle out where we're almost at that 5-year mark. By the time we order our next one, we can get them out to that. So we're not purchasing vehicles back to back to back.
Okay, so right now, we're saying we're gonna try and put an order in this year for,
For the oldest one,
replacing Ambo 2,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
And that's gonna show up hopefully in 2028. What, well, I mean, if it comes in sooner, then, you'll let me know, you're gonna ask.
yeah,
Right, so we can update this, but right now we're planning on what the guy was saying, which is 2 years, which is sometime in 2020, late,
Yeah.
2020. Right? When would we order the next one to replace Ambo 3?
if we replace that out, then
28.
28, you're going up 27, 28. 28 would give us, if it's still 2 years out, it'll give us that 3-year spec.
So we would,
In between.
if we put an order in 2027 or 2028, it would show up in either 29 or 30.
30.
30, so we put an order in 28, right, order in 28. 2028 with delivery in 2030, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that one and that one, and just for shits and giggles, the new one that we bought, the 350, right, we currently have that, running around at, this guy. And we were thinking about replacing that guy in 2034, which is 10 years.
Yep.
And what you guys are saying is,
It's not gonna make it.
That's not gonna make, that's the one doing the transport.
I hear you.
No, I'm just saying, that's
Yeah,
the vehicle that's doing the transport work.
okay, whatever.
So, that's your high mileage work.
Alright, so we want to change the useful life on these, because that's one of my notes, from all of them to 7 years, ultimately.
Yeah.
Is that,
I think so.
okay, so we're gonna change the lifespan on all Embos to 7 years. So that will change the thing, yes?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's
Because
okay.
where things are going, we're not going to be reducing our coverage area.
Well, I mean, I don't
Depending,
want to get into the profitability and that kind of stuff today. Let's just stick with.
No, I'm just saying that
We'll get to
right
that.
now,
The budget
looking
committee will
at
get you on that one.
the direction things could go, we need to be thinking of the fact that, you increase the use of them, versus, lifespan decreases.
Alright, so let's do monitors. Right now, we have, we last purchased monitors, but you're telling me that we purchased them at the time we purchased vehicles.
That would be my ultimate goal, but here's the problem.
Okay,
So these monitors were purchased used
okay,
and they were purchased,
This says 21. 2021. I don't know if that's right or not, that's what it said. 5 years ago, does that sound about right?
yeah, he doesn't care about that. The mechanic doesn't look at that. He doesn't care
Yeah,
about that.
That's the C.I.P report. Yeah.
hold on,
All right, so we think it was last purchased in
Are
twenty
they
twenty.
Zolls?
they're Zolls. They're the original X series. So they're 2 series beyond that now on the monitor.
So did I
So at
hear
some
from you
point-
that what you would like to do is when you purchase an ambulance, you purchase a monitor?
Purchase the monitor, stretcher, new vent, and change those out at the time of the ambulance.
The vents would be the Lucas thing here?
No,
Yeah,
Lucas is a
Oh,
CPR device.
Vents is the next, that's Vents 3.
Yeah, but we have,
Go ahead.
we've purchased vents last year.
Oh, we did.
Yep,
So Vents 3, we purchased them last year.
yep. So those will be able to, we're gonna have to put those on their own until we figure out
Vents 3.
where we'll,
Purchased in 2025,
2025, yep.
just, and they have a useful life of how long?
Pretty much based on.
5 to 7.
Yeah,
Which one is it?
You know,
5, 7, 6?
probably.
I would put them at the same as 7, and then that way they're going with the truck and you're updating all your equipment at the same time.
Some of the accessories like on the monitors are wires and that sort of thing. The other side of the core is like software upgrades and support for that. But I mean, it's a piece of electronics and so, and then they change communication methodologies.
All right, so that's Vents.
Yeah.
What's this other one? Vents, stair chair, Lucas?
I'm not sure why they got added as a separate line item, but it should have all been with the vents, chairs and Lucases. I think that got added because we were talking about bundling them in when we purchased them.
Well, you see, yeah, see what, this is what I'm getting at is we have something called Vents, stair chair, Lucas, right?
Yeah,
And we have numbers for those. And then we have each one of them repeated. We have Vents, stair chairs, and Lucas, right? But do these all get purchased together?
They don't have to.
not like they're separate
Your-
things.
Your Lucas doesn't get used very often, I hope. Can't imagine.
So is this a duplicate? Am I looking at a duplicate here?
Well, it looks like it.
Doesn't it?
Yes. It was changed over last year
I,
to go with the trucks.
Yeah.
Was the thought process on how they were doing it.
Those should be individual.
so they should be individual, not this 3-banger thing. You have absolutely no time. We're planning on replacing all of them in 2036 was the version that we're looking at here. So let's talk about those. So I think we want to delete the line that says Vents, stair chairs, and Lucas.
Yeah, delete line 55. You just save yourself $110,000.
Line, thank you very much. Well, we don't know how the formula works, Jack. I'm sorry, but I can't respond to the.
Yeah.
No, I'm not joking you.
I know, I understand.
All right. No, not kidding. Delete line, Vents. Stair, chair, and Lucas, stair, Lucas.
And
Now, the other things, right? The vents, the stair chairs and Lucas vents when do they get replaced?
Like a 7-year mark on a vent for software.
And the last time we purchased it was in
25.
25. Okay. So we'll have a 7-year span for those things, right? And are they, basically, I guess it's $18,000 a piece roughly?
16.5. They were right in that range.
So we currently got them in at 18 because we have 3 like that. That's right. That's the right number, right?
And do we coordinate the vents with medical center or the hospital to kind of same model for titration or?
They're good with so there's 2 different vents the hospital's good with. They're either good with Hamilton's, which were like more expensive, or the Zolls, and we have the Zoll Z vents. So they know exactly what we have on the truck.
All right, and so vents, and they're gonna use 7 years as their useful life, and we're starting on 2025 and replacing all 3 of them at the same time.
Well, if if you're doing it with the ambulance,
Well, right.
Creatively, we can start rolling them. So if we don't, we purchase the new ambulance, that first ambulance will run the other equipment on it. And then when we order our next new ambulance, then we start replacing the vents, the monitors on that ambulance, because they'll be at that time.
And so you would like to order an ambulance, and when you get it, you would like to replace the monitor and the vents.
Monitor, vents, stretcher.
Yeah,
the
we already
stretchers are
have
built
up
into
top,
the
we already
ambulance.
did add stretchers in with the ambulance last year.
Right. And then, so, vents, monitors. How about stair chairs?
Stair chairs with the new ambulance.
With them up, yeah, okay. And, Lucas?
Those should go on their own cycle.
Lucas is what cycle are they? We don't have a cycle for
I
them.
gotta look that up on them.
Okay, would you get back to
I will,
us
yeah.
and just send us a note on Lucas, Steve, lifespan, right? And when we want to buy the next one.
the stretchers, does that price include a maintenance program?
Depending on how when we order them. Normally, the A1, they didn't order a maintenance program when they ordered it.
Let's see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we should make sure that price includes maintenance, I think.
Yeah.
So what this will look is very different. In other words, when we now say we're gonna buy ambulance one, you'll also see that we're buying monitor, vents and stair chairs at the same time. Is that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
And do we have
That's it
good,
for you.
um,
Goodbye.
charging units in the ambulance for the strikers? That,
Yes, yeah.
because I've experienced some difficulty with some of the ability to hold the charge.
Yeah, we've got spare batteries and chargers on every rig. So,
All right, so that's the EMS. Is there anything else we
Do
need
they
to
have a
know?
maintainer that's plugged into them for the battery, or you just have to?
we swap the battery. We have an onboard charger in the compartment that has a spare battery on it. So at the beginning of every shift, they'll swap out the battery.
So, anything else for EMS?
Anything over 5,000, you're putting over to the capital, right?
Correct.
So we need
No,
to.
10,000.
10,000.
Anything over 10,000.
Okay.
Right, what do you got? Just so I know that it's coming to the budget.
No, it won't. Well, it's gonna come to, our IV pumps are at their age out mark.
Uh-huh.
So they're about $2,800 a piece.
And how many do you need to buy?
3.
Everything
2,800 though.
Yeah, we have to
But we'll leave that for the operating budget, is that what we're thinking? Not
There
10,000?
should be a separate operating budget for EMS, right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It doesn't become a general budget line item.
Right.
For Canaan, okay, got it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Canaan,
yeah.
well.
And at
you know,
that price tag, it doesn't go.
Canaan
with.
makes a
That's it.
contribution, you know, I think that I saw
I know.
the budget number, 150.
Aside from,
Right.
aside from individual tweaking of stock in the ambulance, the state has a long list of things that you're required to have in every ambulance.
Yeah.
At certain levels, and that runs you about $80,000. I reckon 60, 80.
Yeah, it could be a lower medic level, so it's a little bit more because we have the
Yeah.
other.
But when you look at the price of the vehicle and outfitting it, just like you would a police cruiser with the cage and the radio
Yeah.
lights and other things, you have to put stuff in there, and that stuff you put in there is, you can't get a little green sticker on it if you don't have the stuff in there. So you need to make sure we appreciate that there could be 60 grand that's got to go in to get the thing workable with the required equipment and materials, stuff that's in there.
Now, would you do me one favor, Steve, and just take a look at some point in time at the, what's called the full replacement cost? Monitors looks like, I don't know, it's, 3 of those, 40 something thousand a piece.
Yeah, and they're more than that now.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
almost 50, right? It's pretty close to 50,000 a piece. An ambulance one we're thinking about 234,000 as a full replacement cost. Is that a joke?
Ambulance one's a transit, so yeah, they're still running around that
Okay.
price range.
We talked about vents
Just
and those
barely.
kind of things.
Just barely, yeah, they're,
Yeah.
I just bought 3 of them.
Ambo 2, we're thinking that's Ambo 2, which is a little obviously different, and 3 are different. That's 410,000 roughly.
those are extremely low.
Low, okay, and so what do we think the replacement value is?
You're looking more in the $550,000 range right now,
How much?
like a 550.
That's today, and so if we had a replacement value now, because this projects out a cost increase of 3% a year, so 2 and 3 is 500.
So I have a comment on that.
Yeah.
We all agreed, I think, today,
Yes,
that there should be an attempt made to order one of those, the older one of those, soon, ASAP.
yes.
To me,
Well, one this year.
Placing an order means getting a quote.
Right.
We need to get that quote. We need to put that number in here, not a guess at 550.
Absolutely.
That's what we
Yes.
need to do.
Yeah, but for right now, I just want to start to look, make sure we're
Yep.
in the
We
right.
should have a
world.
quote soon, is my point.
Yeah, and when he gets one, I'm
Use that
sure he'd
number.
be happy to send it.
Now
to
it
us.
includes stretchers for sure, right?
Yep.
Yep, yeah. All right, so we're gonna have to update that replacement thing, okay? At that kind of number. Okay, that's fine. So that's an EMS. That's all EMS. If you would, Stephen, just help me take a quick look through what, you didn't meet with, Chief Olson on any of this stuff, did you?
No.
No. Okay. Let's see what the chief had to say to me when I managed to grab him. So we have when are we getting a new chief?
Soon.
I know, but when?
Real soon.
Like tomorrow?
No.
No, okay.
Probably,
I think it was what, first September.
if, you know.
So
We're
theoretically,
still negotiating, but let's, think about middle of November. Middle of September.
that's pretty easy. What's our schedule? Does anybody know our schedule? When do we have meetings scheduled? Because I don't want to put this on you.
So there's 2 weeks from today, I think.
Yeah, we got 2 more in
Right?
August.
Have you
Tomorrow
got,
in August.
Yeah,
Is that
you
when
got
it's
next, next week?
yeah. And the next week, so, and then I think we have some in September.
You said next week?
Yeah.
That's the 12th.
Oh, yeah, you're right, the 12th. And then we skip a week, right?
Yeah.
And then we have a meeting scheduled on
Ooh.
the 26th, I think, right?
Yeah, another one in August, and then once after that. Does anybody remember?
No, I don't remember.
No.
Crazy out there.
Should be, want to put it in the minutes.
Did you
Yeah,
take
I
it?
know, somewhere.
I think he turned himself in down in Alexandria.
Kiwi?
Hi.
Kiwi?
No, they weren't on. State police was covering.
Okay.
Okay, you didn't pay them and you didn't call me.
I wanted to. I'm trying to get there.
I showed them the news last week. One of these guys, he was out of control.
There we go, okay. September 9, and September 23. I don't think we want to wait until 23, but, do you think we could get that guy to come and review fire at some point in time, like the 9th of September?
And the guy we haven't hired yet?
Yeah.
No.
Well, if we have hired him, we can make appointments for him.
Well, I'm trying to figure out when we want to do fire.
Well, who's the deputy or the assistant, one of the assistants?
Matt Jordan.
So. We can talk with Matt, I suppose. Isn't there 2 of them?
Me.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to catch you off guard. I know you were prepared for EMS.
Yeah, because
Fire.
Chris had told me he had already sat, so.
Yeah, well,
Maybe
you
told me
know,
that too.
we
I
went,
apologize.
we kind of went through it, you know what I mean? And gave me some notes on things. But I was expecting to actually sit down with somebody in this context and have a real conversation, not
Yeah.
a 25-minute oh my God, here's what I'm doing. I need places for people to sleep and you know what I mean? I mean, I got a whole other
So,
version of the world.
I think you just have to meet with Matt. Or maybe Matt.
so, yeah, I can pull Matt in. I'll go over everything I have with Matt, so he's aware. Cause he hasn't sat through any of these.
Yeah,
I did last year's.
yeah.
I'll pull in everything I have for him, and then we can come in if you want.
So when would you think, guys, we would want to add into the schedule? Either the next
No.
week would be too soon, right? So maybe the 26th.
26th.
I don't
Got
know.
a super
Yeah, I can-
26.
We can do it next week.
You can talk to
You
Matt.
can do it next week?
Yeah,
Okay. But what I'll do is I'm gonna send you this version that we currently have so you can see where we are.
yeah, please. Oh, no, I think I have that. So did you send this to Chris?
Yes.
So it'll get forwarded over to me.
Okay, so you guys have this
Yeah.
version of the world.
Yeah,
Okay. Yes, I
Did you
did.
send that to me?
No,
Okay.
no, he just
I was
asked
like, shit, I
specifically.
missed something and I spent a lot of time on this.
All right, so let's put you on for then, because we only have government buildings, bridges and culverts, so on the 12th, so let's put fire in there. Yes?
Sure.
Yeah,
We'll cover what we can.
I understand. All right, thank you.
Put in fire in the 26th.
No, yes,
12th?
the 12th.
4 o'clock.
Yeah, sure. That'd be fine.
Sorry to call you this morning, but I had an email that didn't.
No, no.
And I'm like, wait
It's
a minute.
okay. I usually answer my phone when people call. Even if I don't see the number. Is that your cell phone, by the way?
Maybe 731-3896.
Let me see. If it is, then I got you.
That's
I
fine.
can call you.
I give it to everybody. I'm not bashful.
No, that, okay. 731-3896.
Yeah,
That's
me.
you. All right, gotcha,
Go ahead and write it down. You're good.
gotcha. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Steve.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Hope your knee's better.
See you, Steve.
I will have those costs for next week.
Okay, that'd be great.
How's that?
Fantastic. I'll try to figure out how to get all these things changed.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
There is one title head that might help you on this called Aiden.
You know, I'm not allowed to talk to Aiden.
Pass them the buck.
If she's on vacation.
I'm just saying that right now I'm not allowed to talk to Aiden. I have to ask Jack if I get Aiden's time.
Fair enough. Keep moving.
Thank
There you go.
Okay. All right, so let's do police. Oh,
I sent you an email, Sal.
how exciting.
Can you get it here?
Pretty sure I
Let me
can.
just make sure I have the right email address.
Let's see.
And then you can just pull it up if you need to. Just pull it
Sure.
up, but-
Yeah, no, that'd be great if it shows up. Come on, send receive. Hurry up. There's Jack up there, budget stuff.
Mhm.
Thank you for sending that, by the way.
You're welcome.
What email address? AT&T.net?
Right, here we go. Ryan Porter.
Use the newest one. I messed up and sent you that. Yep.
That one? Okay, here we go. Excel spreadsheet. Thank you very much. Open up. Sharing it. And go. Keep them editing. Okay. All right. So
I know, let's just go one by.
Sure, let's just do
I
that.
know you mentioned the radar trailer.
Yes.
We can get by another couple of years with it. I'm not sure why you brought that up. Was there something that you were?
Well, what happened is, I didn't even know there was such a thing. When I met with Guy to do the, his mechanics report, he said, oh, what about the portable sign? And I said, what portable sign? He said, the one that was donated. And I said, well, there wasn't anywhere. So we put it on the mechanics report. We didn't know a lot of the information. You and I spoke about it. I said, is this something that needs to be replaced, or are we going to replace it, or? And so your thought on that is?
Well, it's an older unit. It was brought here in anticipation. There's a kid that was friends with Joe Leva years ago. he brought it up here and said, hey, I'm moving out of state. I'd like to sell this. Can you show it to the chief? We looked at it. We couldn't get into it. Like it wouldn't turn on. And I said, nah, I don't think we want this. And he said, you know what? I'm not coming back from Arizona. It's yours. So we put a couple batteries in it and it fired right up. So we got a unit.
That worked out.
It's working. You know, it's not as fancy as the newer ones that have warning lights and tracking. It does track like how many vehicles go through. So this one does not do that. It's very basic,
Sure.
but it's doing its job.
Right, so is this something that we would like to add as a permanent fixture?
Yeah, I think it has been very well received by the citizens and they seem to think it's helping the speeding vehicles on their roadway.
Okay.
I would like one in the future to, or at least the new chief will, that would give us some data to say whether or not this really is working. Because right now we don't know. It's just,
Oh, so it doesn't track the number of people and the number.
No, it's an old-
it'll track the vehicles going through the speed. It doesn't track like plate number,
No, no.
doesn't take photos. It just tracks the data.
Yeah.
So that would be nice to know, and it would give us a time frame of when we think the violators are coming through more frequently than not. So that would be kind of nice, but
So we want to add that to our inventory list here. We're gonna add it as a new item, yes? And the total cost you had to add is $12,000. Is that for like the souped up version or? for the-
well, I picked a medium price there because I think they generally range between $8,000 and $20,000.
Mhm.
So I picked the price that I thought would be what we would probably go for. And at least for now, the highway safety grants cover speed trailers and they will typically cover up to 80% of that if we get that grant. So our goal would be to try and get the grant to cover most of the speed trailer.
Right, so we'll put it in for 12,000 and
Yeah.
if we get a grant, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, this has been great. It's been fun. It has been great fun.
Good night, Jack.
Has it been? Come on now.
It's always a pleasure.
And real been nice, not necessarily real nice.
Just too quickly, did you see my note to Gary?
We did.
Okay, yeah, so we'll see what he comes back with and then we'll move that forward.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna have Christina just research on what the minimum is we
Yeah.
could get. And look at the property card, look at the plot size.
Sure. Yeah, that'd
So
be
we can
great.
scope up, this is what it is, this is what it is, how we got this, to see how we.
Yeah, tracks. And then there's one other thing. Oh, I'm gonna change the schedule for the budget committee. First meeting, I have all those things that we were gonna do. I'm gonna move them to the second meeting. And the first meeting, I'm gonna spend doing a review of the current status of the budget now that we've got all that stuff starting to come in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay,
Great, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, guys. Nice to meet
Yeah,
you.
Jack. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
Or
I'd
just-
love to have.
Or just multiply by 2.
Yeah.
okay. So one time, next, little 8, Kelvar patrol vests.
Pearl vests, part of the contract, the union contract, they're due to be replaced every 5 years. We just replaced our vests, last year. And so we're on the cycle now.
Okay,
So,
so we're budgeted years 2031. It should be 30 really, right?
I have it as 30.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that, so we're gonna have the budget year is gonna change to 30. Is that correct? 5 and 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I have on mine. Did you not?
Well, you can see what I have. This is we're working with, what happened, I don't know if you.
Oh, okay. All
We
right.
went through,
We're working on 2 different ones here. I got you.
yeah,
Right.
we had to make a decision as a committee about, so because you're now gonna be the trainee guy. We had used the tool that Chet had given us and brought with him. We made a decision as a committee, to not move forward with, trying to get him to sell us something or whatever after he left. And Carrie Ann, volunteered to, see what, she thought she could basically take what was there and turn it into something.
Yeah.
And so this is where we are. So, you know, there's gonna be some bumps getting through this.
Yeah.
Because she did her best, but you know, I mean, and it would, if you saw the complexity behind all of this, the fact that she got it to do even this stage was terrific. Now we just gotta figure out how to clean it up and make sure that Claude gets, you know, his fund was working. That's a side
That's a
joke.
whole side.
That's a whole other side joke. So, so we'll fix all of these, right? So vest, we're gonna, budget is gonna be in 2030. Okay,
Now,
that's vests, yep.
you're
Next,
basically, you're gonna be adding an officer.
Mhm.
Is that number gonna be right? Cause you'll have one additional vest.
Well, we should probably move that to 12,000 because there are 2,000 apiece.
well, right now, we see we have a replacement cost of 15,000 for vests.
Yeah, but they weren't that much. That's a high number. So we just replaced them and they were around 10 grand. So I think it was like 9 something for all of them.
For 6 of them?
Mhm.
Okay, now you're gonna need a 7th one at Scott's Point, right?
Yeah. So we should probably move that to 12,000 instead of 10,000.
Well, I don't know, because we're thinking about, all right, so we think the current replacement cost for vests is gonna be 12,000.
I think so. I mean, you know, in 5 years, right? So.
Well, we project out, you can see there's a 3% projection each year that things grow,
Okay.
right? But,
And you might still need one as administrator.
Allow me to take 1 second on that for Ryan.
Yeah,
Ryan,
sure.
This tool asks you to say what's the current replacement cost of any item on the list.
Right.
Current replacement cost.
Okay.
You don't have to guess about the
And
future.
then- okay. I did
It does some arithmetic and projects an inflation rate into the future.
Okay.
But it asks you, what would be the current replacement cost if you had to buy those items now?
Okay.
Right. And so we're talking 7 vests,
Yes.
7.
Which would be,
12,000, so it's just under, yeah, so
Yeah.
7.
They're a little less than 2,000 bucks right
Yeah.
now.
Okay. All right, so thank you for that. So that's vests. Patrol rifles, we don't even have rifles.
Well, we should.
we do, right? Oh, really? I thought we did.
Where's rifles? They're usually.
I have the rifles on here.
Yeah.
Scott, you can close your ears for a second. I'm projecting to have a pretty good surplus in my budget at the end of this year. I am going to ask the board to allow me to purchase the rifles this year. Instead of waiting, right now they're 13 years old. They were supposed to be on a 10-year cycle, just like the handguns. And so they are running a good sale this year for the next couple of months, and I'm hoping that I can get a really good trade-in for the current rifles. The rifles that we have, we just found out, we called to order some parts, and Ruger no longer services the model because they're so old.
Yeah.
So now I'm scrambling, so I'm gonna ask to buy the guns this year and replace the ones we have.
Good, so we buy, how many guns, how many rifles do we buy?
So I'm gonna ask for 8 of them. And so
Rifles.
I'm asking for a spare because
Fine.
we identified a real gap in security at the high school where Matt Bunton has a rifle in his patrol car. He does not carry that gun into the school back and forth every day
Right.
for optics. And so I've asked the superintendent to allow us to purchase a stand-up safe that we can bolt into Matt's office, and we will secure a firearm in there when Matt's on duty. So that way, if an incident happens,
Yeah,
Matt
it doesn't
doesn't
have to go to the car.
run to his
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
So it's just not,
Yeah, I get it, yeah.
so I want an extra firearm, and then we'll have a spare as well if one
So
goes.
we're gonna buy 8, we're gonna add rifles now, right? We're gonna patrol rifles, we're gonna call them.
Cause you know, the only picture that would make the news.
8 of
is
them.
Running to the.
Away from it.
And you think that's gonna cost 12 grand for 8 rifles?
I do. So I just got a quote for 6 rifles.
Yeah.
And it was about 9,000. And now they're giving us another quote for the optics that have to be mounted to it, and they're about $300 a piece. I think 12 grand is gonna cover it.
Okay,
Because we're gonna trade in the rifles we have now, which I think they're gonna give us about $600 a piece for those.
all right, and you wanna, so trade in, that's something that they need to know, trade in is $600 each. And how many do we have now?
6.
6.
excuse me.
Yeah.
if you show 12 grand for the cost, it's 600 trade-in, this tool will subtract the 600 from the.
No,
12
no,
grand.
I know, I just wanted to have the value.
He already did that. When he said 12,000, I think, did you already take in the trade-in value?
No,
No, all right, sorry, I heard wrong, my
That's
mistake,
okay.
My mistake.
because the trade-in value could vary, so I didn't.
Right, my mistake,
You know,
I heard
If they
wrong.
look at it and.
They're gonna look at each individual rifle and it might vary.
Between 3 and 6.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fine.
And you're gonna, useful life is gonna be how many years? 10?
10 years typically.
Okay, so we'll add that to the,
And people would think, just so
This
we're
guy.
clear, people would think, well, we don't use our guns, but we actually do put a lot of rounds through them every year. So, and after 10 years, we put thousands of rounds through these guns. And so it is important for us to replace them. Then the optics get old and they just don't work well. And
Sure.
so everybody's like, you don't shoot anybody, but no, we actually do shoot the
No,
gun.
you have to be prepared.
well, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's the trick, right? Is, well, when was the last time you used a rifle? Well, who knows when we're gonna need a rifle and when and where that's gonna be. No, look, I have no, I don't think any of us have any issue with
Nope.
giving our fine police officers the equipment they need to stay alive.
ready.
Yeah, I mean,
And
you know,
here again,
shit.
when you have an estimated 10-year lifespan.
Yeah.
You take one that's 13, 14 years old and have it jammed, which Primex's gonna say?
Yeah, I don't think we have any, issues there. All
No.
right, so
Keep going.
body cameras,
Body cameras were on the 5-year
where are we? Now, that's a lease.
lease.
We said we released those, yeah.
And so we're gonna continue to do that, is that?
Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, we
Um,
agree.
It really works well. So every 2.5 years, they're going to send us, which should be coming up soon. They send us brand new cameras, they swap them out. and
Oh,
because-
really?
Yeah, just in case
Okay,
the
good.
batteries are starting to die, they
good.
replace the cameras and everything for us.
Yeah, the
Good.
new ones, we're expecting to start the new lease program sometime in 2031.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, that sounds right. I had 2030.
But the ones we already have are leased, are they not or not?
They are leased.
The ones we have now are leased.
Yes.
You said new lease program starts then.
Well, see,
But it already started.
well, no, we have a lease hit, is what we have currently in our spreadsheet. I don't know if this needs to be fixed.
It's
We
a
did
5-year
a
We
lease
say that
last
we
year.
have a 8,000, we purchased them in 25.
Yeah.
We started paying for them in 26. it
Yeah.
appears. So you have 26, 27, 28, 29, and then 30, and then in 31,
It goes up.
we start
Sure.
paying for the new
Oh, for
ones.
the next, not the new lease program, but the next lease
Payment.
program. Got it,
Yeah,
got it.
right,
Yeah, we'll sign another
Got it.
lease contract.
Agreed.
yeah,
Yeah,
so,
that makes sense.
so that covers, body cameras, cruiser cameras, all of these things are the same, yes?
Cruiser cameras, where did I put those guys?
Body cameras,
The
cruiser,
story's the same, should be the same. Maybe the timing is different.
Yeah, it's the same.
Story should be
timing.
the
We had
same.
them all replaced, so
Yeah.
All right.
that's for 31 as well.
something called an Axon EIERA lease.
What is that?
No, the
Never heard that
Axon
before.
AI software lease is something completely different.
Okay,
Yeah.
That was an add-on.
how about tasers?
Wait.
Tasers?
Oh, if I could back, hold on. I'm
We'll
sorry.
get back, we'll
So-
come back to Axon software.
Oh, all right, fine. All right.
But
tasers, go ahead.
tasers, right, are they tied to body cameras? and,
It's a lease as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so we do the lease and it's a 5-year lease, just like the body cameras and the
Yep.
cruiser cameras, because they'll replace anything.
Yep.
So if
Okay,
anything breaks,
okay.
we get all that, but
okay,
yes.
so what's the deal? Is not this software lease the same, on the same schedule?
It is probably on the same schedule because I think we may have purchased it a year later,
I don't know if it was a full year later or not, but it was in there.
but that was good for 5 years. The AI era software lease is a tool that Axon provides to us. It allows us on our cameras, we can do real-time translation in 50 languages. We have Axon Assistant, so we can ask that's what that is. It allows us to use the program for evidence purposes, data collection, you name it. There's like 20 different things that
Sure,
it does.
yeah.
That's what that is.
Okay, well,
I have no problem with the department using that software. Point I want to make is, I recall somewhere in the last 2 years, as part of CIP, we looked into whether or not software, regardless of how expensive it is, should be in the CIP plan. The answer was no.
Oh.
Software is not equipment. The town uses software in lots of departments,
Sure.
for lots of things, but we never see it on CIP plan.
Correct.
Because the state, I don't think, intends us to have software be on CIP. I think it's only equipment, I believe. So I
I don't
have no
have it.
problem with it. Maybe it just goes in the general budget, not on CIP plan.
So
That's all.
what you're saying is you think we should move this out of the CIP budget and into the operating budget? Because-
Can I suggest we ask Jack? I bet he knows.
Yeah, no, I
I
will.
bet he'll have an authoritative answer on that. I have no problem with it. I don't care if it goes in CIP or general budget. Personally, it's the same amount of money, it's which pocket. But I think there are state rules about what can go in CIP.
Right, but I think that's,
These numbers.
Yeah.
Are in the operating budget because they're a lease.
thank
The
you.
lease
Because of the lease.
payment has to be in the
yeah,
general
that's-
budget.
They're already there.
Putting it there anyway, yeah.
This was added in here because
It's okay.
everything there, body camera, cruiser camera,
All that.
all ties
They tell you.
to that,
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
that software is what gives
Fine.
you all
You're
of
right.
that report.
So that we moved
So my
the
only,
lease payments to the general
Your
budget.
lease payments
forgot.
all have
Thank
to
you.
be in the general budget.
yeah,
Thank
so
you.
my only
Yeah.
question
Yeah.
is that gonna be up, is the contract gonna be updated along the same 5-year plan?
Yes,
That's
we will.
what.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
because it was a 5-year.
so
I
that's
think
all,
it's gonna be 1 year after we purchased all the other stuff,
Yeah.
because we didn't get it, I think, for at least a year.
all right.
Okay.
But
Give or
this is close enough for government work, which.
Good.
This is government work.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to,
Good work.
okay, so that's tasers, handguns, good.
Handguns we purchased, so that's projected out
Mhm.
quite a ways.
Oh, that's right, handguns is different, let me make sure we got handguns. in the right
Handguns are
place.
purchased,
Yeah,
yeah.
handguns here, we're thinking of, budgeted year of 2035.
Right.
Right.
Because they're new, right? They're
Yep.
pretty new. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Those we just purchased last year.
Okay, so that gets through all of these things.
Got a good memory.
That's done, guns, so now let's talk, vehicles.
Yeah, let's talk vehicles.
Let's talk vehicles.
Yeah, I think we
Okay.
can maybe get a little creative here because
Oh, boy.
we
look at
bought 3 cruisers in 1 year. I don't know if you guys remember the COVID stuff it caused.
Yeah, no, I remember you
back,
bought 3 of them, yeah, they were
So
all
we ended up
purchased
buying
in,
3 because we got
2023.
What's that?
They were
Yeah.
purchased in, their model year 2022, purchased in 23.
Yep.
Yeah.
3 of
But
them,
we
yeah.
got such a good deal, we bought 3 in a row.
Yeah.
I think,
Got any more good deals?
well, we're gonna certainly look. But I think we can maybe stagger one of those if you guys are saying, 3 cars in 1 year is just too much.
It generally would be.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm concerned about. I don't think we're gonna find those deals every
No.
6 years.
Well, okay, so according to, a guy, he thinks that the condition on all of the vehicles are good. Is that true?
No,
No, okay.
but I can go through them one by one and make sure you guys have all the updated numbers, because I don't see.
Okay, my question to you is, we add a 7th officer, that adds a 7th crew.
Yes, sir.
You still looking to keep a 6-year rotation
Per car?
per car?
Yeah.
So that means
At
one
some point in
year,
time, you're gonna be.
at
buying
1
two.
year, one of those years.
Sometimes
we
it's gonna
will
be
have to
2,
buy
yeah,
two.
yeah.
Right.
Every
With the
6 years.
exception of the
Yeah.
SRO car, you get about 7 years out of that one, because
Right.
Matt doesn't do a ton of patrol. So I stretch that to like 7, maybe 8, but that would be really stretching it.
So, hang on, so car one, this is when you think they want to be replaced, is that correct?
So car 1 is my car. That's the newest of the. Do
Yeah,
I have the right year on that? Do we have that on the other spreadsheet? I think it's a 24.
we got them on kind of all over the place, so,
Maybe it's a
let's see.
This
Yeah,
says
but-
25. but-
Forget this line here because
Was
you know,
purchased in
that was the one that was
25,
failed.
So it
Oh.
wasn't 25.
It could be a 24.
It could be a 24 model year.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking, but it was bought in 25.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so let's see what the, mechanics report says about one of these purchased in
It's probably
2025. Model year 25, it says purchased in 25. Was that accurate?
Yeah, that's probably right.
Right,
So I just need to
think
move that out.
Huh?
I just need to move it out a little bit because I had it as a 24, but I think you're right. It is a 25.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, look at that. So the recommended year for that one is 31. We have one that's recommended this year that didn't happen. 2026, right?
Why did that not happen?
Cause the money was voted down.
No, that's a different line. Well, no, there's this is the mechanics report.
Right.
If you
No, I
look
think
at,
you're right, Scott. I think it was voted down, right?
well, see,
The
all right,
police and buildings,
Yeah,
both,
yeah.
both were.
Yeah, that was-
uh,
I couldn't not.
see,
could not
vehicle
understand that.
7 is failed. right?
Yeah.
But on this guy, that's vehicle 7. That's the one that failed, right? You can see that failed, right? So it's not even on the mechanics report.
Right.
So we only have 6 police vehicles.
Right.
Right.
These are the 6 here through here. Those are the 6 that we have.
I have a 2020. I have a 2020 Cruiser. Do you have that up there?
The
Yeah.
year list purchase 2020.
Yeah.
There's that one,
That is my oldest one that I have in
That's
fleet right
On
now.
here is number 6, yeah.
right? And that one is scheduled to be replaced in 2029, which is too far down the road.
Mhm.
We got a problem there. And then you got a 2021,
Well, the 2020 should be replaced in 2028
right?
because that's the SRO car.
Oh, that's it. So that's a roll
So
call.
that's the 7-year term.
For the 2020. So the 2020 wants to be replaced in
He said 28.
2028.
Mhm.
So
Because
that's
of the
actually
SRO
a
card.
8-year life, right?
On that.
Yeah, and I think we can get through another year with it.
Okay. So that's theoretically an 8-year life. So that's this guy, right? Instead of 6,
Yeah.
it's gonna be 8, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You wanna run up and mark it on the board?
No, I'm so afraid to touch this thing.
I was saying, I just go up, I got
I'm just
10 bucks.
making as many notes as I can. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get, Aiden to sit with me and see if we can get it. I'll get permission to speak to Aiden.
You got 2 weeks with it.
Look,
Is he on vacation with her?
No.
Oh, now, yeah, you go get it. Sneak, you want me to write you a letter? I can do that now.
You can get a permission slip.
we all have to learn how to work together. All right, so let's go. So, all right, so the 2020 version of the world, right?
Yep.
That's this guy. Fiscal year, you think that, what is the 70,000? You think that wants to be replaced in 2028? Is that what you're?
Yeah, no, so I just moved, no, 28, because that's
Yeah.
in 2020. So
That's correct,
28.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
so I
that's
just
what
wanted
he's
to make
saying,
sure that, we're all on the same page there. And what you're saying to me now is you think that the full replacement value for cars, right,
That's the car and equipment. that
And
goes
the
with the car.
outfitting, yeah.
is no longer 66,000.
No,
You
I think it's
70.
Yeah.
70 now?
Yes, sir.
Replace.
And that was based on an estimate I got to try and buy the car this year.
You did, all right,
Yeah, that's great.
good. That's
Because I was gonna ask that
Yep, yep.
That
question.
would be the current price.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, see, that's gonna
Yeah.
be the replacement price now, I mean, the full cost replacement is
Mhm.
now gonna turn
Yeah.
to 70.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's a good thing. All right, so we got the 2020 guy, your version of the 2021 guy,
Let's do,
2021, that's that guy, right?
So that
You
is
want him
my,
replaced in 27.
that's my oldest patrol car. The reason it's been going so long is because it sat for a while when Todd retired and we didn't have any staff. It sat here for, 8 months to a year. So I've been able to stretch it out a little bit,
Mhm.
but that one really should go next too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
What
right.
year?
It's
2021.
gonna be
I
replaced
mean,
next
what
year.
year should it be?
Oh,
Next year,
We wanna buy it next year.
2027.
27,
Yeah.
all right, got it.
And we want it in the
So
budget.
2027 would become replacement year for 2 cruiser cars. Because you'll make the purchase of the new cruiser and a replacement.
That's what
Oh.
he said here.
The new one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where we
yeah.
said
Now,
1 year.
by the way, I'm not sure about this. I just got an updated version of the budget and where we stand for all of the line items. I did notice that you had, you were expected to have money left over.
Yeah.
And the rifles are not that expensive.
No.
So there's gonna even be a lot of money left over if I can pull
It's
it
got
up.
160 projected,
Right.
give or take.
And so I asked Jack this question the other day. I said, since we didn't hire the officer, we're gonna have a lot of money left over in the police budget. Can we use it to buy a cruiser now?
I asked that already.
And what did they say? They said no.
No, one said no.
One said no.
I don't know really what.
I have not been asked that question.
I
Yeah, of
know,
course not. She might say yes.
it was, I left it alone.
I'm learning, Scott. Okay,
I left it alone once I got some feedback on it, and so, it's not a no, as I take it. It was like, we'll revisit it if I had a viable officer or candidate that.
understood. Yeah, what I was trying to get at, Jack said to me, Jack gave me that I like to keep, personnel, staff things here and goods and purchases and other stuff here and not mix the two things.
Well, see, where we're at when you hire a police officer
Sure.
is a cruiser is part of their personal equipment.
I understand.
Yeah, so this is unlike the highway department where you hire somebody and take that truck today, that one. But with the police officers, because of your state regulations and stuff, your firearms and locking and everything, that's their traveling locker to have everything legal.
Understood.
Agreed.
So that's your, part of your equipment. If we go far enough in the year, he ends up with a viable candidate that we want to hire, there's a chance that there might be money for both, to pay the wages out and.
Well, you wouldn't really have to pay much wages in 2026.
There's money in
No.
there in that salary line.
That's what I'm getting at, is that one of the reasons you're gonna have a big excess is because you have half a year basically. of-
Benefit, salary.
So I have a question, going back to the vehicle, buying the new one. If there were enough money left over from current year's budget. My question is, and before I say my question, I think we should buy a new cruiser as soon as we can, if your seventh officer is, in the reasonable forecast. If it's gonna happen and it's been approved by the select board and all that, I think we should buy a new cruiser. So don't get me wrong. I'm gonna ask the question, if the voters shot down the question last March about buying a cruiser,
Well,
Is
no,
there-
what the
No.
voters shut down
Wasn't the
was
cruiser.
allocating what
Money
number
to
was
the-
$70,000
No.
to the reserve account,
all right,
not with any specific.
No,
That was just the
Understand.
C.I.P.
got it. So
capital reserve.
let me change my
We're
question.
trying to figure out how to get it done.
What I'm trying to ask is there a legal problem with the select board
No,
deciding to buy a cruiser?
no, because this is
No.
one of the
All right.
things, when we changed, remember, 2 years ago,
Discretionary.
when we changed
you-
those,
Yeah, it gave the
Accounting,
select board
it gives the
authority
board
to-
authority
right.
to, because some of this stuff,
I think.
I hear you. Get this, but this voter shut down the allocation to it, so the money won't be in there,
they
That's
shut
correct.
down the
And you're not-
allocation to
The
capital
reserve fund.
reserve.
right?
So the reserve
Can't
is
buy it.
$70,000 shy of where it should be.
Right, right.
Does not necessarily mean we don't have a bank built that can afford it.
That's what I'm wondering.
Well,
I'm wondering
I
if that
think
was
the
legal.
real issue, Scott,
That's all.
is whether or not you can use the money that was allocated in the operating budget
In the
to
operating
buy,
budget,
to
capital.
buy a police cruiser.
Right.
And I don't see any reason why you can't.
I'm not against it.
No, no,
Don't get
I
me
know.
wrong. I'm only asking the question, so we
Because-
make sure we're covered.
Paperwork wise,
Yeah,
one of your lines in the police budget is for equipment.
sure, no, I understand.
So you transfer that money because it's a
From
proposed,
salaries to
as you- a
equipment to-
proposed budget.
Done.
you transfer that money to equipment, it's spent on equipment.
So what I'm-
You sound like you might be a yes.
He's a yes.
Might be a
I'm
yes.
But
I don't have a problem funding this stuff and spending it as long as we have everything in place and we don't buy a cruiser and park it out back until we find somebody.
Well, and here,
Yeah.
I guess my thought process real quick, if I can, is just, if we order a car today, I probably won't have it until November December, maybe, if I can get it quick enough and then into the outfitter, maybe. My oldest car, the 2021, that officer's using it a lot. So quite frankly, we need a spare car here because every time a car goes down, we're now shifting cruisers all over the place.
Right.
I could keep the older car here as a spare and then give him the newest car, so he's out driving something that's safe.
Yeah, I think that we need to, as a town, right, take advantage of whatever opportunities we have to properly fund and allocate resources where we need them. That's what the budget is all about, right? And so if we had the ability to use funds that are in the operating budget that were not used, right, to buy a vehicle that we desperately need,
Our job is.
go ahead, do it. Get it over with.
I mean, our
Support
job,
that, as long as nobody's gonna catch us legally. and
Well, no, I
cause a
understand,
problem,
but that's
all.
not my.
But I support that.
our job as the Board of Selectmen
Yeah.
is to try to make sure this town is run as efficiently and covered for its needs.
Right, great.
And here, I mean, I went through this on my former employment, that it is a proposed budget the town votes on. The only thing that you have to watch is the bottom line. Because last year, the board actually voted, because of circumstances, allowing 3 different budgets to go over the budgeted line.
Right, because
And
in
the
the
that
aggregate, it
was
would-
transferred in, because we'd never exceeded the bottom line,
Bottom line, yeah.
but the aggregates, we had to shift to
Right,
make
yeah.
it work.
right.
Can I ask a
No
question?
problem
Sure,
with
go ahead.
any-
I just want to clarify.
Yes.
I'm not overly familiar
Yeah.
with a lot of this, but
Yeah.
you mentioned, is there a legal reason why we can't spend the money if it's in the
I
budget?
was worried, I remembered that the voters had turned down
Right.
a police request, but they straightened me out on that. What the voters turned down was for us to save money in a bank
I
account.
got you.
Yes.
They didn't say no to buying a cruiser. If they had said no to buying a cruiser,
Right.
and we turned around and bought it,
That would.
I figured somebody would get upset.
That would.
There's $160,000.
That's why I was
Sorry.
asking.
If there's $160,000 remaining in my budget in December, I can buy a car. There's no legal, if the board says go ahead.
Yes,
Okay.
The
I would
board
say
cannot-
yes.
Scott
That's
just
what I
said the board
would,
cannot
that's what I
voice
would
that, yeah.
recommend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thought that I had was that for some reason they didn't want to do it in 2026, for some reason.
Could I encumber that
Theoretically,
money?
you encumber the money.
Yes. You
Right.
can encumber money that has a stated
Specific use.
specific use
Yes.
there. And
What would be the point of that instead of just ordering it now,
Nothing,
getting it
I-
here?
that might,
Well,
again,
when, what it would be, it has to come up.
Stupid.
If we decide, say in September, we decide that with the state of your budget.
Yeah.
You have a candidate.
Yeah.
That looks like you're going to get, go ahead and order it. If they give you, say, a December delivery and all of a sudden, like everything else, they say, you're not going to get it now until,
you can encumber the
January,
funds.
February. Because there's already been a PO cut for that,
I
you
got you.
can encumber that money.
Right.
To
It has
pay,
to be committed. I think
Yes.
to encumber it, it has to be committed.
That makes total
kind of
sense.
like some of us.
You have to have made a commitment. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
think, but, because that would be, I've been trying to get that done, frankly.
Yeah, because you
That's a good
can't,
idea.
Yeah.
Good idea.
you can't just encumber an excess left at the end of the year if you don't have a specific
I agree. Well,
Yeah,
it's,
commitment for it.
you said specific. I think the other word is commitment, right?
Yes.
It's gotta be committed.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so right now, we're gonna leave it the way it is, which
Yeah.
is we're planning on buying 2 cruisers in 2027, right?
Yes.
But, if we happen to get lucky and buy one in 2026.
We can
By
make
the
it work.
way,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the latest number. I just got it today.
I haven't
Budget.
opened it. I haven't had a chance to sit
Yeah, it
down.
looks like the overall surplus is gonna run roughly 750,000 total,
Okay,
all departments.
it will not be that much, I can
I'm
guarantee you,
sure, but I'm just
Sure.
saying. that
because of what we're up against right now.
With the water.
Between water and sewer, we're looking at, it's probably going to be 200,000 or more to bring things back
Aren't we
into
lucky that we have a
compliance.
surplus this year?
Yes.
Isn't that great? The other question that I had along those lines, don't lose it. I'll lose my mind, I'm gonna forget it. Okay. All right, it'll come back to me at some point in time. All right, so,
Excuse me, back to the cruisers. After the first one or two we just talked about, would the plan then be one per year, basically?
Well,
on a
we're gonna go
continuous
through this.
rotation
We
like
can
we were
stagger them
before?
properly, but we have three cars the same age, the same.
Yeah.
They were bought.
Yeah.
Claude,
So
we're
we're
gonna
just
do
gonna
that.
stagger.
Okay, they're coming up next.
All right, fine.
All right, so that's 2021. The next one would be car 4 at 2022, right? And you want to replace that one in 29.
Well, I mean, that is the cycle, the 6-year cycle.
That's the normal cycle.
So
yeah.
I think car 4, I could probably stagger that one to 2030.
Oh.
Because I don't think she has as many miles on that car as the other two guys do.
2022, number 4. Want to move that to 2030,
Yep.
right? Because right now you have it as 29, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
the other 2022 car 5,
car 5 and car 6 get the most miles.
5 and 6, right?
And so I'm a little nervous about, I mean, I might be able to stagger car 5. Car 6 gets a lot of miles.
So car 6 is definitely going to be in 2029.
Yeah, I think that has to be.
And car 5, right now we have it scheduled. We could leave it there.
It's only 2. I guess it's
Yeah.
2 and.
Yeah, because
I
we're
mean,
gonna,
it's-
we're gonna move 4 down a year, right? Back a year.
Yeah, because it's not even,
That's fine.
even if I moved it, right, either way, it's 2
Right.
cars.
So we're gonna be planning on buying 2 cars in 2029, 5 and 6. Right? Okay.
Yeah, and here again, this could change next year depending on what,
Depending on mileage and condition, I think, right?
Yeah.
because I've seen conditions on police cruisers change in an instant.
Yeah.
And
you know,
then 2024,
somebody leaves or.
then 2024 model, which is yours, you want to buy in 30.
Yeah, but I think we established that's a 25,
Yes.
so
Sorry?
we can go to 31.
Okay, so 2031, and because that's a 2025, this is actually a 20.
And that might, quite frankly, be able to push out to 7-year cycle as well.
We'll work on that later.
Yeah, I would leave it.
Those,
at
right,
That's what I
we're
was
coming
saying,
in
we need to
later.
review
Right,
these
right.
every year anyway.
Yeah,
Right.
we're gonna, we got a lot of work to get to
Right.
this place, and then car 7, we're planning on purchasing in 2027 right now.
Hopefully.
Okay, good. Good, that's okay. I'm good with all of that. And that's really it for you, right?
Yes,
Just
sir.
nothing else.
Yep.
The only other thing that I would like to talk about maybe
Sure.
is adding, I don't know if it's appropriate to put on the CIP plan, but I need probably $5,000. I want to take the interview room that's out front and move it back here because we've now taken all of our paper files, we've gone digital. And so we have all the file cabinets out there that we're gonna have removed. Just unfortunately, we need like a truck to come in and get them. I'm gonna move my interview room from out front to out back here because when we do interviews and people come in our lobby, they can hear everything, we can hear everything. It's not good. So I probably gonna need like $5,000 to put doors, move the camera system over, a table and chairs. I don't think it'd be $5,000, but it could.
I would say we could work that through the operating budget
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
one-time.
I agree.
cost.
Yep.
And it's less than 10, our threshold on this is 10.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I can tell you that, this whole complex here, right? One of the things that the outgoing, chief, said to me was what sleeping issues for the people who are on call. There's a place where they sleep now
Over there,
over there.
between the
There.
buildings.
So that's, crazy.
Why?
I don't know,
I mean, I think it came down to maybe fire escapes, and I think you just have to have somebody come cut windows in the rooms. And that would give them.
Yeah, egress window.
Yeah.
Like,
And,
just cut a hole in the concrete, put a window
They
in.
have only room for 2 people now or something?
He's
he never sat down with me and said, it was always, I'm going to bring forth a proposal,
Yeah, but he never did.
and he never did.
Yeah.
Never brought one that
So,
I have seen.
all I'm saying is that I think that there's gonna be, and we'll get to this when we get to the government buildings section, so the fact that you want some, that's an operating.
I mean, bunkhouse, we can
Good
put a
thing you're
camper,
looking at,
camper
you
out
know.
back.
But, you know, we do have a,
Okay, hook up one of those campers, it's big stuff there.
We'll just start renting Donnie's place.
okay, so, well, actually, in our plan, government buildings, Gavel Roads.
Do you have the EOC on here?
Yes, I do.
I think we really have to start thinking about some better tables and chairs in here.
Well, that's important.
This is
No.
being just murdered, and these chairs, Sam and Frank bought these for comfort, and they're nice, but I just don't think they're really conducive to having a good training or a good meeting. You can't see past them. They move around, they break. I mean, it's a
There's a
little,
couple of them you sit in them and they just keep going
yeah,
down.
it's a little
Yeah.
embarrassing, so I think we need to think about.
Generally speaking, in my mind, we really need to be thinking about how we utilize our government buildings and what needs to happen to move us into the future, right? And then you have issues with the boys in the back there, you know. They don't have enough space to do some of the things they want to do. You know, the EMT guys want to be better sleeping quarters and things for overnight. You have some issues that you're dealing with. So I think that at some point in time, and frankly, I've been pressing the select board to start to think about a comprehensive plan for downtown. Like, what the hell do we want to do here? You know, you heard it last night, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Over the last 3 years, in what discussions we've had,
yeah,
I brought up some possible solutions
Yeah, I
to
know.
it.
yeah, and
And I was shot down on every one that we had to have an outside entity come in and decide our needs.
yeah, tell them to shove that up there.
No, we don't.
But I
We
think-
know what we need.
frankly, you know, I mean, come on. You know, we've got enough smart people around here that we could probably figure it out. Although I'm not opposed to getting involved with those Upper Valley regional planning people who can help, right? We're testing them out now, right?
Caution. Planning board employed them to help with the master plan. We were
Yeah.
very disappointed,
I understand.
very
Well,
disappointed.
that's why I said testing them, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm testing them now.
The first test
on the
that we
side-
had,
I'm
we were
testing them on the
disappointed.
sidewalk business, right?
Okay.
You know, to see how they're doing, and so far they're failing. But we now have two commissioners there. And, you know, we got Dan Collins and, Carrie Ann, we got them appointed as commissioners, we're entitled to
Okay.
commissioners.
Okay.
And Dan unfortunately has been,
Yeah.
you know, a little
Is
bit
he
out of
even
pocket
gonna
at the
be
moment.
involved at all?
Yeah,
Is he going to be involved in that?
eventually, yes. I think, you know, it's just, I mean, he's dealing with, you know, something none of us ever want to have to deal with, right?
Oh,
His son was in a horrific accident.
I didn't know that.
Pretty
Oh,
blah,
too
blah.
bad.
It's been, that's crazy. He's in rehab now. I don't know.
Oh.
Anyway, but it's a mess, so he's having a hard time. But Carrie Ann was supposed to be working with Lynette Barna to, you know, shake that tree over there. She doesn't seem to be doing it, but so I talked to Lynette last night a little bit, and if we don't get any response out of Carrie Ann, then I'm gonna grab Tim Josephson, who works there.
Mhm.
You know, and we got him appointed to the Advanced Transit League recently, so, you know, but I'm gonna call him and say, hey, what's going on, you know?
well, so
So we can.
Tim worked on that planning board task I talked about, and his work on that was part of our disappointment,
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
just so you know.
Yeah, what was it that you asked him to do, by the way?
We asked them to, help with the community survey, to collect the results,
Yeah,
analyze them and provide some guidance that could be used to inform
Yeah.
the new master plan. And they spent all kinds of hours on it, and they came up with, I mean, they didn't do much. They did very little. What they did was for example, they reworded some of the survey and the English was not good English. It was not, they didn't do a good job rewording the survey. And after the responses were received, they did almost very little with analyzing. John Bergeron, to say, John could tell you more. I was about to say Tom Opal could tell you more, but he's gone now.
Yeah.
So John and Tom were the interface to them, not me. So I don't have all the details
Yeah.
accurate. But I was at the board meetings where we looked at the results and in the room in general, it was a lot of disappointment.
Yeah.
John, right now with Tom Opal gone, John Bergeron might be next best source.
Yeah.
To understand any details of what caused the frustration.
Yeah, well, I think this, it's, like I said, I'm testing them.
Yeah.
Please do, please do.
Let's see
We
what-
pay money to belong now. We've joined them.
Well, that's the
They
point,
should be of help.
right?
yes,
If they're not gonna
yes.
be of help, then we're not
They
gonna
should be.
pay our money anymore.
Right. I just wanted to, our
So,
first experience was
It's
not.
not that much money, it's like $7,000 or something,
But
right?
Talk to John, ask him.
I will,
He'll
I
give,
will, I
if
will.
you want to test him again, talk to John and you'll know what
Yeah.
to look for.
But in any event, we need to start to think about, what we wanna do with our buildings.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, that's why I'm jumping up and down. Oh, I heard some really great news today. All right, let's finish this meeting and then we can talk about
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Because we don't wanna waste the chief's time here.
Right.
So we're done with you for the police for now. I gotta.
What else was on your agenda? Was there anything else after?
Yeah, I had an agenda here. Where did it
Yeah,
go?
you did. There you go. I'll find it on a computer if you want.
I got it. Oh, I'm writing all over it here.
There it is. All right. What
I'm writing on the
was
back.
left on there?
That was it, really. Other business.
Is there any other business?
Yes, there is other business. So we can talk about that. We're talking about sidewalks. And I think that we should consider whether we want to start a sidewalk reserve account. So that's something that we need to, discuss. I think when we get to government, but just roads maybe or something, we'll put it in there. But, I'd like to have you guys think about, should we start a reserve fund for sidewalks?
I think we should,
It's the only way you'll get them done.
and it doesn't have to be big.
No.
It can be just a start, just.
Yeah, I'll give you an
Plan-
update on the plan. The
Plan to
financial
see.
plan for that, is that we're gonna get some grants. Patty Armstrong and, Lynette have been, beating the bushes. We were told by the Upper Valley people that they think there would be grants available that would cover up to 80%.
Wow.
Which would be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So the plan is to do that. I've already talked to Stephen about this. He's in favor of putting a maintenance budget for creating a maintenance in the operating budget as well for sidewalk repairs. So we're gonna take that up at the budget committee level, but I think we should be thinking about whether or not we want to start a fund for sidewalks. I'll have more data on that, but, hopefully we're gonna have something, a full-blown proposal to the select board by October 1.
I was gonna say, you're already no less year and a half, 2 years out,
At least that far.
because if you're going for grants,
Yeah, it's a minimum 2 years before we can,
that's right. So we should be thinking
that's,
about a capital reserve,
Mhm.
something for an account. So if it does happen,
Yep.
we can pay our 20% or more.
understood. That's why I'm raising it now.
But I can tell you from experience, if we do not put it in as a sidewalk reserve account,
Okay,
it will get used elsewhere as far as roads.
yeah, well, that's why I'm trying to decide whether we
Yeah,
should have
that's what I'm saying.
specific.
You have to put it specific.
Yep.
For sidewalks,
It's a warrant. It's gonna be a warrant.
because I went through that where I had a line item that was marked sidewalks. And they said, well, that's all in with the paving you're going to do, so we'll just add a shoulder, and it never became a sidewalk.
So let's think about that.
Well,
So there's not just.
Is a sidewalk really something that should be in the capital reserve? Is it fit the definition of our,
Well,
At this point in time where we don't have a program yet, and we are looking at going the route of a grant program to reestablish a lot of these, I think we need to start with a capital reserve. So we have money if it goes through. If it doesn't go through and people say it's not gonna work, we can dissolve that account.
yes,
But if that's really the only way we're gonna be able to save money
it's just.
towards it, because we're a minimum 2 years out.
well, can't the select board set up a reserve account?
No, they can ask a warrant to create a reserve.
Okay, well, all right,
Yeah.
but they can do that.
Yes,
So there is an option.
correct.
If it doesn't fit the capital reserve, then, but because I always think capital reserve is to replace equipment or purchase equipment, but
Well, it's
it's
not,
a continuing ongoing thing. If you get a sidewalk, you're essentially done unless you want to go out 30 years and replace it.
see, what I'm
We should-
looking at
which you
is
probably
we
should.
start
Well,
with
we
the
should, that's the point, yeah.
we start with a capital reserve. So we build a bank. So 2 years from now, if we've got the grants and we can go forward with sidewalks, that money is drawn and you set up, it'll have to be a warrant article because the people have to vote to establish it. You give the Board of Selectmen the power to expend it.
Mhm.
At that point, you set it up as a capital reserve for sidewalk, construction and maintenance. Because then, once you do these sidewalks,
You gotta maintain them.
you've got to maintain them anyway, but now it becomes just part of your capital reserves that you can say, okay, we're going to put $10,000 into sidewalk reserves, and the selectmen can sign to withdraw that to rebuild a section of sidewalk
Yeah.
or whatever. If it goes just in the operating budget,
Right.
that you might never see a shovelful go other than patch a hole in what's there.
Yeah, so, and generally speaking, it's probably going to be a multi-phase project. Meaning 2-3 years from now, we're gonna do this much. 2-3 years down the road, we're gonna expand it to go this much.
That'll take that long.
Oh, God, yeah.
Just the grants alone
Yeah.
through highway, you're 2 years
It's
before you
it's-
put a shovel in the ground, because it's gonna take at least a year to get the grant.
Yeah,
Because highway grants and the state on that, they generally only review those applications once a
You
year.
have to engineer all that too. You have to
oh,
submit.
it's
Because everything
it's
is
crazy,
within,
but we got an engineer on it, Lynette.
anything Route 4, Canaan Street, that's state
Oh,
highway.
yeah, it's,
So that
Yeah.
must
Height-
pass
height
their
permits
engineering.
and all that. Yeah,
Yep.
I get that.
we've already got the New Hampshire Department of Transportation in the loop, they're already.
And I can tell you,
I mean, we've got, there's things moving there.
Curbs and sidewalks,
just because
construction.
one thing I hate curbs. But if you do not curb your sidewalks,
Yeah.
you cannot keep the cars off of them.
Yeah, well, look at what
Yeah.
goes on, the buildings downtown.
Yeah.
It's got two problems. You've got that problem, but then you've also got the snow coming.
Mhm.
So I've been talking to all of the property owners around on Route 4 there and Depot Street and different places. And all of them are pretty much willing to get involved and make some kind of financial contribution as well. Whether that's going to be, okay, why don't you do awnings? I mean,
See-
whatever.
Yeah, this is one of the problems got it with the block.
Yeah.
They put that ridge line roof on, so now you've just added a metal roof. Now you've just added the minute the sun hits it.
Is there not a
It's on
way
the
that the
sidewalk.
town can mandate that a building like that has to put some?
Now you're talking, restrictions, zoning kind of things, and that's a whole other can of fish, but.
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, those are all
Let's do
things
it.
that we're starting
Maybe it'll
to.
stop all the campers coming in and that kind of stuff.
All right, so we'll work on all of that. So sidewalks is an issue. Let's think about it, would recommend to the select board warrant to create a capital reserve fund for it. As you know, John Bergeron has asked for roughly about 90 grand to be put in for expenditure in 2029 to put heating and other things.
And
in the
insulation.
Meeting house insulation and stuff. He thinks he could get a grant, but I think we're gonna put it in the buildings plan just so we think about that, because that's coming up next meeting. There is a consideration for voting. The fire guys would like to not have their house.
So could I ask about that? I love the meeting house. Is it big enough to
Well,
provide for the staff, you know what I mean, the people that check you in and all that, and the people that check you out?
If
in the
it's set up
voting
right,
booths?
yes.
I was close.
Oh, I
close-
wondered if
I
it
was
wasn't
close
big
to-
enough.
I was close to getting the answer to that.
Okay,
I had Anne Labrie on it.
yeah.
And
I think
as you
that's
know,
big enough. It's
She-
larger than there.
No, not really.
No, because you got two bang. you come in-
Where the staff is on the side room,
Yeah.
and then there's the voting booths,
Yeah.
and then there's more staff on the checkout side.
So I gotta get to, what's his name, the moderator, Dale. I gotta get
Dale Barney.
get him to tell me.
But
And
what
part of-
building-
I don't know the answer. That's my
Part of
only
that
concern
setting
about
it
that.
up.
Yeah.
Part of setting that up would be like we do in the fire station. You come in the front door, you check in. You have the booths and you exit out through the back.
That'd be okay. I'm not opposed to that.
Just like we do over here, there is already handicap ramp at the back.
Right, right.
But we
So that could be utilized for handicap entrance
Yeah.
as
Well, I
well.
was just thinking, I think in Enfield, they do it in the community building, and that's smaller than,
That's smaller than the meeting.
oh,
house.
way smaller.
Yeah, it should be okay. I mean, everything I'm
Oh, they
hearing,
do, huh?
that
Yeah.
would be the.
That's about the
just
same
wait,
size.
You know, tell
Floor.
the five people
square
to cool
feet
their
of floor
jets
is-
and.
And I think part of it is a matter of efficiency of how you set your booths up.
Yeah, so that's something that,
That's all.
is up in the
All right,
air.
enough said. That's the only concern about that. Otherwise, it's a good idea.
Yeah, I have a couple of quick updates for you. I believe that and I found this out today, that the Muskoma Valley Preservation Group, working with the Northern Rail Trail crowd, is gonna put a bid in on the freight shed.
What are they gonna do?
They're gonna turn it into a full season, like coffee shop stop thing, bike bumps, electrical things, whatever they're gonna do.
They want to turn it into a year-round,
Right,
but
retail, service retail.
retail and service accessible readily there with the rail trail as well as.
And he's got grants lined up.
So will they purchase that from the town? Or is it like a lease?
Well,
This hasn't been finalized, but yes, that is,
leases are not a bad thought.
Like we lease it, they outfit it, and then if they wanna leave in 5 years, somebody else comes in?
Well, I think we'll wait for their proposal, but I think it's gonna happen is what I'm getting at, which is what we were recommending
yes,
last
what
night.
we have asked for
Get them to do it.
is
That's perfect for them.
the RFP we put out was for proposals for use.
Yeah.
And from any organization that had an idea, and it would be everything from a lease purchase or just purchase. But the whole thing is, we want to try to maintain the fact that it is for the town. It does have historical value. We don't want to sell it and then have it turned into
Torn down and built.
a disco or something.
Garage.
Yeah.
So there's that. The other thing that is of interest is, the select board gave us, Jack and I, the go ahead to, enter into negotiations for somebody to buy the cabin,
To buy what?
the log cabin.
The old cash market.
The old cash market. And so we're moving forward on that. It happens to be a person who currently owns 7 pieces of property in downtown here. All of the buildings, the Chappies thing and all that, the ones on the side there. So we're gonna see if we can get that accomplished as well. And then the third thing that we are talking to people about, didn't get any movement on this yet, but the Methodist Church is up for sale. Mentioned this before, and the Economic Development Committee is recommending that we buy that thing right away. However, we can figure it out. So that's, something that's currently up in the air. We're waiting on the select board to give some direction about what they want to do on that.
What about the parsonage of
They're keeping that. They just moved it.
That's
this past
occupied.
week.
the Methodists are keeping it?
Yeah,
Yes.
they're keeping that.
Cause see, they sold the parsonage in Enfield.
Mhm.
The Enfield Church in West Canaan are still active,
Oh,
but they sold the Enfield parsonage and kept the Canaan parsonage. Cause the minister at the time preferred, cause when they consolidated, they only needed one
Is
parsonage.
the parsonage behind the town office?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're keeping that.
What was the thought process behind trying to go after the church versus keeping the log cabin store, making that a community center there or building? Given that we have all of that property out back and the parking lot's much larger, why did you guys think that was a better option?
Okay, let me pull something up and.
Yeah.
I wondered, good question. I wondered the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I understand buying is it Methodist Church?
Yes.
I understand buying that to have the connecting properties, but we own the log cabin now.
We own the log cabin.
Yeah, let's, Scott's got a good idea here, let him.
See what you have, here's the log cabin. These lines are not
They're not
accurate.
accurate.
Here's the freight shed. And you look at this
That's,
land,
well, that property belongs.
that all belongs to the to the log cabin,
Yep.
abuts the Methodist church.
Yep.
Yeah.
Part of the thought process was to get rid of the log cabin with enough land to meet the needs for parking, because he doesn't.
Change the lot lines.
Yeah,
Okay,
so he,
yeah,
because he's
Planning
already
board.
stated, he's not really interested in everything out back.
Yep.
With the Methodist church, the parking you already have, community center in the church itself, and then the back vestry that's attached has potential for expansion if necessary for your town offices. You've got the parking, but you've got all this land that between the freight shed and the cash market, you retain that right of way, and you can actually set that up with the road. And now all of this land right here becomes
Available for some.
available for development and market.
So that's
The
why we
big thing
wanna-
is the log cabin store, when you look at it, it's not, the footprint gives you the square footage that people had looked at for community and office space.
Yeah.
But inside the actual configuration, because of refrigeration and everything, it's all broke up.
I mean, wouldn't you just tear that shithole down and
He
build?
might very well, that's.
You might very well, but I mean, the only money we can get back on the cash market is what's owed in back taxes and finance costs. And that actually is a selling point, because you can actually set into sale agreement with them that they are buying it at that price. So you can lock them into a longer term deal as far as, because right now, the gentleman's talking about retail space, adding a second floor for just working class, not family.
1 2
apartment,
bedroom.
Just 1 2
Isn't,
bedroom
isn't
apartment.
that like a river right in there, Scott? Between the church and the back of the log cabin? See that dark, isn't that a river? in
That's the
there?
rail trail.
That's the rail trail.
No,
Yeah, that's what you're
Right here.
looking at is,
No,
that's
right
the rail trail.
isn't this a real low like river, almost
That
like?
is some lower ground, but I do not, when I've been out there, I've never really seen it as
It is
a,
classified as wetland right now.
Yeah,
as a wetland.
we can change that, know what you mean?
Well, I mean, there are things that are, look, if we have all of that property and we're revitalizing the downtown area.
Yeah.
Right? There'll be lots of people who want to come in and do something there in terms of little park space, maybe,
But the other thing
little
is,
housing maybe, or, a senior, another old senior housing. There's a lot of things that could go in there theoretically. I don't know.
see, there's
what-
also a big difference between wetland and poorly drained.
Right, and so if somebody was gonna come in and develop that, if you will, right? You'd have a little road that ran, basically from Depot Street that hooked back up to Four. You might change the parking around for what would be the community center up there instead of the Methodist church,
Yeah.
right? And then, you could do a lot of things. You could build berms, you can do all kinds of things to basically make it, developable property that you wouldn't have to worry about flooding. But that would take money and people who do that stuff for a living, not
And
us.
I'm also
We're not
not,
doing that shit.
with what the area you're talking about, I don't remember, but there are a couple of spots down there where the state's catch basins on Route 4, the pipes come out and stop, and I think that's one of them, which that is, man-made drainage that can be altered
To go somewhere else.
to go elsewhere, continued or whatever.
Yeah. So, but that's way beyond anything that, the town is capable of doing, right? But we can at least create the environment where we can, say, who wants this, and what do you want to do here? And just like we're doing with the freight shed, and we're going to be doing with the log cabin, we're going to dictate what it is that you can do there.
And what we're looking at is, the other thing is, you get that log cabin property, even with a lot line adjustment and smaller lot for what their needs are. You get that back on the tax rolls. You have income coming in. The Methodist Church has never been on the tax rolls because it's a place of worship. So we're not to purchase that and work with it. You're not taking anything out of the tax rolls.
Exactly. But you do open up the opportunity to take all that space and turn it into taxable property.
One question, that's that large space that has the area
Yeah.
that Brian pointed out going across it. Who owns that now? Is
Right
that
now,
part of
the-
the log cabin property?
That is all
The
by the
log
county.
cabin on 2 lots, what?
No,
Right now, this
Yeah,
right here, this whole piece here is currently town property.
right, that kind of
looks
yellow
like
line.
2 pieces
Yeah,
from
but
here,
it's not.
It's actually 3. Cause here's the freight house,
right?
here's the cash market.
Right?
This piece here is a third piece. That is actually separate from the cash
So
market.
that's what I'm asking about, that third piece. You just said it's separate from the cash market.
But that
It was owned by.
was
the county.
all owned by the Neelys.
Oh, owned
By
by
the
the
cash-
same people. So it's
Yeah.
2 lots. But
All 3 of these
but the
lots were
town
owned
now
by
owned
one
it.
person.
Yes.
forget the freight shed, I understand that. Those 2 above
Those 2 are
belong
all,
to the town of Canaan today
yes,
because they were taken.
they were taken
taxes.
for back taxes.
All right, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, so, we have it's a huge amount of property for a downtown area.
Yeah.
How many acres is that? I
I
can't.
think it's about 3 in total when you,
4.
well,
It's
all of it
between-
together, but we wind up
That
just
back
over
piece,
3.
I think, is total 3 point, I looked it up once.
Yeah.
And I think it's around 2.5 acres behind the store, that spot that abuts the church.
Yeah, so you have just,
Property.
pretty much over roughly 3.5 acres that would be available theoretically. That's a lot of property for a downtown area. Yeah. Yeah, so, that's why I'm doing the inventory. I have the inventory done on the buildings, right? Let's start talking about we have these buildings, what are our needs? Meaning, what do we need?
Mhm.
We need a voting thing, we need this community center, what are the things we need? And then how do we mix and match all those, to get them the most efficiently done?
And the other thing is, there's been several people who have gone through the church,
Yeah, I went through it the other day.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago.
but there's also some of the people who have been in it do not have a background in structural engineering, that they look at it more in the line of it needs painting and new.
Well, I had Mike Reese, who's somewhat,
Yeah.
savvy.
And I mean, the
He and I
biggest
went
thing that
through it.
I know of in there is the basement, because that is a stone foundation.
Yeah.
Has to be repointed or repaired to stop the water from coming.
Yeah.
Slow down the water coming through, and there's all different ways to do
Yeah,
that.
it's not gonna be a, inexpensive.
No.
Redo,
Because part of that problem is there's nothing to direct the water coming off the roof.
Yeah.
You can get that, you can solve a lot of that.
Way out of my league,
Yeah.
my friends.
Yeah.
I know nothing about these things. I know nothing. But, I know that it's not gonna be inexpensive, which
No.
is why at the current thought is, I've approached, when I talked to the people who are in charge over at the Methodist Church of selling it. And this is not something that could happen before March next year. They have a process that they have to go through, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, because they have their diocese that has to
Yeah.
vote to, that first thing they have to do is vote to disperse the property.
Anyway, so what I approached them with was, listen, they kept saying that when we were trying to get to what are you asking for this? They said, well, the town is assessed it at $436,000. Anyway. And they said that about 40 times. Anyway.
They got a number. They got a number.
Hey, they got a number, so we can start there. But I also, said, what would be your feeling about taking on, a second mortgage, right? Like a plan that says, we're not gonna pay, if we say we pay 400,000, we're not gonna pay you 400,000, we're gonna pay you 150,000 and then 50,000 a year for the next 5 years or 6 years, whatever it winds up being. Because we have currently 270,000 plus in what's known as the capital reserve account for the community center. That's earmarked specifically for the community center.
So we can buy the church, we can't buy the vestry.
And so, that's a starting place for us. We have some money in the government buildings thing, another 137,000 or something.
But you got a lot of needs for that.
That does have a lot of needs.
That's what I'm saying, we don't.
Community center one is earmarked.
Yes.
We don't want to zero out our accounts,
Right,
No, you don't.
because then you have nothing.
I understand.
No.
So then unfortunately, we got turned down 96,000
Yeah.
last year for the government
Right,
buildings.
right.
And I think it was 70 something the year before.
Yeah, no, I don't know, I think.
2 years in a row, we got
Was it
turned
2
down.
years?
Really, for that account?
Yeah, so that's a lack of education. on
Yeah,
our part.
yeah.
We're not educating the public properly. And, I've already got the budget committee lined up. I've already told them that once we approve a budget, we find out what the warrants are done. We have to go out and reach out to all the little community people. We gotta go to every crowd in town and basically have a meeting with them because they don't come to the budget meeting. As you know, the only person who came to the budget budget hearing was who? Claude.
Me.
Last night's selectmen's meeting had one of the largest crowds we've had in quite a while.
Okay, that was good. All right.
Good.
So anyway, I don't have anything else. Our next meeting, does anybody else have any other business? No. Our next meeting is on next,
A
Wednesday.
week from now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, 4:00. Okay.
Motion, I make a motion, we adjourn?
Okay,
I'll second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Would somebody shut that thing off? You gotta press a red button over there. Stop the recording and stuff. Monica said, press the red button. I don't know if we sent the right guy over there.
You see no red?
Nope, there is no red.